Forewarning, if I go quiet, it's because Dave came over.
No problem. And hello, all you folks out there in YouTube land. Lord of the Crockett Squirrels here with the Snark Patrol. Say hello, Snark Patrol.
Hello.
Snark Patrol.
Snark.
Greetings, my fellow Americans. And as Mike Tyson would say, may the fourth be with you.
Oh, righty then. Yes, you're gonna have. Yes, hopefully you will have to. You will have to compete to be check queen. All right. So, big news this week. Amber Heard's psychologist, therapist thing decided she was going to play the man-hating game and then lied her ass off on the stand. We're waiting for Depp's lawyers to get a chance at cross. That'll be fun. In other news, Ethan Ralph was arrested, detained even, because somebody called in a bomb threat, gave his name and his truck's tag number, and then they figured out it was all fake. They let him go, which in and of itself kind of surprises me. I do not want to be whoever it was that made that phone call if Ethan ever finds them, because reasons. Alright, what else we got? Oh, yeah! You thought the lefties were melting down over Elon Musk. No. The current thing has shifted from Elon Musk to the Supreme Court as a draft decision on Jobs versus whatever the fuck the other side of that. A women's health organization in Mississippi clashed over a 15-week abortion ban some time ago. The first draft of the decision was Alito's decision. The majority opinion looks like it's going to be 5-4 if this one holds up, and it probably will have to, especially after some of the things Mr. Alito said. We don't care if it's unpopular. We have to work on principle. That's a thing. Let's see if they have the spine to actually hold that opinion. Hey, Zaxter, how you doing, man?
I have one quick question.
So, hold on. Anyway, the lefties got their hands on it. It was actually sent to Politico, so of course they were going to. And they are freaking the fuck out because reasons. Of course, there's reasons. I'm not going to get into their reasons, nor am I going to judge anybody for their particular stance on the matter, but there's reasons. They have their reasons. They want to do a thing, and the claims that this will turn into a complete abortion ban are false. In fact, it's specifically spelled out in said decision. Yes, I've read the freaking thing, all 98 goddamn pages of it, that the decisions will be given on how to proceed will be given to the states, which is where they were before Roe v. Wade was decided. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a good thing. Let the voters figure it out. All right.
Oh, okay. I have one quick question. Isn't this the second major thing that they said would happen under Trump actually ended up happening under Biden? Kind of like Ukraine.
I know. Yeah. By the way, there is no scenario at this point where this helps the demon craps. There just isn't. Which may upset some viewers and may not upset others. Some of you will probably cheer. Others are going to go, "What the fuck are you babbling about, you goddamn squirrel?"
Yeah, the Democrats said this was going to happen under Trump, and it happened under the geriatric Sullivan thing they put in office.
Okay, so in actual gaming news, Eidos Montreal, the Tomb Raider unit, and one of the other studios have been sold to the folks that own THQ Nordic.
No, to Embracer Group.
Well, Embracer Group owns THQ Nordic, so let's go with that. I checked. I didn't know who Embracer Group was either until I went and dug them up. But more than a few cherished or Crystal Dynamics. Yeah, it was Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and another one I forget. I think it wasn't Squeenix London. Doesn't matter. So those things were all sold, including a stack of IPs that went with it. A good chunk of Square Enix's back catalog has been passed was passed with it for a grand total of $300 million. Tomb Raider alone would have brought them the $300 million if they just released a new fucking game. That's all they had to do. Push out a new Tomb Raider game, and everyone will be happy. But with those IPs in other hands, I would count very much on seeing another set of Tomb Raider games. Probably more Legacy of Kain, Thief, etc., because they're going to want those games made so that they can recoup the $300 million that they have just paid out.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, $300 million was a fucking fire sale. It was.
Yep.
That was a fire sale.
Well, Square.
And the reason
Square hasn't been making smart decisions, so let's face it. No. How many hits have Square?
The current CEO seems to want to put that into blockchain technology, after everybody else has told everyone else that they shouldn't do that. Let's not do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The stupid is real. This guy is absolutely insistent that that it's supposed to that this is going to be the future. Matsuda-san has been an idiot since the day I became aware of him, and he's still an idiot. The fucking moron.
Which makes me want to cover this for a W2 report.
Be my guest.
But we have other plans. Yes, go ahead.
Be my guest. Absolutely be my guest. We can do. That's a thing. That's a thing that can be done. All right. So, and with that, we have whipped through all of the news that we had available to us. How about some games? We got two.
Bring on the pain.
We only
Quick
have
point,
two
though.
games.
Quick point.
Two games. One of them is going to be kind of a. One of them is going to be a thing. The other will be a bigger
another.
thing. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with this one, and hope like hell it doesn't.
Quick point about going back to the Supreme Court decision real quickly here. Are any of the people complaining about Roe being overturned? Are any of them biologists?
No, I don't think so. Well, some of them might. Some of them might be. Most of them are going to be social justice-y types.
Yeah, most people are just going by what the news tells them.
Yeah, well, hey, they support the current thing.
Yep.
All right, so
New microchip installed.
So here's our beast. Get your ass. Stop that.
That was amusing.
I need to pull this out a little bigger.
Is that a pew pew gun?
It is.
Pew,
It's a pew
pew.
pew gun. Hello, pew pew gun. Hello, pew pew gun. This is a shotgun. We won't be using that much.
Oh, pew pew.
There is some. This thing has got some serious range on it. The shotgun does not. And honestly, most of this game you can just. Most of the game, as far as I've ever been able, you can just kind of hang around and take the crap out of these things, and you can do this for a large chunk of your day. If you want to finishing the game will require that you eliminate 200 of these. By the way, that is a tree. Stay away from it at all costs. Do not go there. especially if you're in some kind of an alley.
But squirrel, I'm a tree hugger.
Yeah, well,
I was going to say that.
Well, you know what? If you hug the wrong tree, you'll get stuck, and you won't be able to finish the game. Be aware.
So its bark is worse than its bite.
The store page actually says this. However, if you want to wander around for an hour or so and have some relatively retarded fun, I'd suggest going and getting this game. It won't cost you a thing. Seriously. The game is free on Steam right now. This is Alcyone. And if somebody wants to provide a link to this freebie, they should probably do that. Sanji, get on that.
Oh, I know why. I know why you shouldn't run into the tree. The dev hasn't developed that branch of the game yet.
Yeah, no. The dev warned you about that on the Steam page, and kudos to him for doing that. It was greatly appreciated, and if you run down the wrong alley, of course.
Yeah. So in other words, don't be a sap.
Yeah. just leave those trees alone.
Actually, if the trees are in the open, it's not nearly so bad. But if you're only exit from an area, yeah, then you're boned.
Actually, I like how that gun functions. That's kind of cool. You know, I mean,
Well, somebody actually put some thought into the
simple.
gun, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing around here. By the way, every one of these things got some health pickup when they're killed, and you can just walk over to, assuming, of course, that you've been injured in any way. Now, if any of this looks familiar, it probably if any of you New Yorkers out there think this looks familiar, it should. This is an area of about 15 or so, 20 square blocks surrounding So if you're familiar at all with New York City, you should probably recognize the terrain here.
No comment.
Okay.
And just pray the guy who's shooting the gun isn't Alec Baldwin.
Okay, we actually managed to jump out of that tree because it had actually got stuck on. These enemies do actually move. And yes, I can still execute.
Oh, let's see if there's a invisible wall.
Well, he couldn't send me this. Funnily enough, I didn't actually get this one through Steam. I had to check the price tag after release. I've actually had my hands on it for something. Mine was a pre-release beta copy, not now, because of course there is no beta.
Well, that's good. After all, we don't want beta games. We want alpha games.
It's actually been a week since I got my copy of this game. A little over a week. It was Tuesday last week.
Oh yeah, and if you ever happen to run into a gamma game, just don't get it back.
There go my plans to go in the Gamma world. That's an ancient role-playing game reference.
Yes. You know what the sad part of it is? I've actually got a version of Gamma World on hand. Not the original version, mind you, but a reprinted edition that was done many moons ago. That was done a lot ago. You know what? I didn't like it much. I'm actually hoping to get my hands on a copy of Star Frontiers here soon. Alright. There's the pause button. There's the thing. This is a clicky Xbox. X button up the upper right-hand corner.
And a party of dragons. Yay!
Yeah, a park. Yes, a dragon pool party. This is.
Yep.
This was the
only
team
place
here.
you're guaranteed to get tail.
Ooh.
Where the water.
You might except, of course, that you might get the tail in the face and not necessarily the way you might like. Okay.
Well, you never know.
Where the water
Some
and
people
the
might
temperature
like
aren't the only
getting in
things
the
that are
face.
hot.
All right, folks. So this one here is exactly what it says on the tin. The developer was completely honest about it, and he's giving it away. So I'm okay with that. If you really want to assassinate the clock that bad, just go for it. It's not even a big game. I mean, the whole game is what, like a gigabyte and a half. It's let me check. No, not even that. 205 megabytes, and the download itself was only 62. The German
we
has
have a
arrived.
countdown.
Hide your children. You'll shot anyway if you watch Village Crackle Squirrel. You're right, because we do not. We nobody on the panel has a fucking filter. We just don't. The Snark Patrol doesn't have a filter. Doesn't have filters. I like it that way. Okay. Speaking of, let's get back. Let's get down to business because we now need the unfilteredness of the Stanley Parable. Kind of wait to get all of the things to make the snarks in between when the narrator speaks, and he speaks a lot, so be aware. Let's try not to talk all over each other, though, please. I would appreciate that greatly. All right, click it on the play button.
But sometimes I like it when it's all over myself.
There we go, right there. Okay. Now we're gonna there's a few things we have to do to get this game right, and why is that not being the way it's supposed to be? I know why. I know why. Because this was adjusted for some other thing, and now it's there. Okay, so I have been playing this, but we can reset it to what is effectively a normal install quickly. It's one button. If you guys go and look at my achievement list, you will discover that I have gotten 5 out of the 11 achievements. 5 or 6. I think it's 6. I've got all of the achievements that could be done relatively easily. There's one I can get if I really want. Yeah, I've got 5 of the 11 currently. There's one that's going to be kind of hard to get, but not impossible. Okay, that was a perfect, not perfect German stereotypies of how Germans speak, allegedly. I will clip that one out. It was funny. Yes, feel free to clip.
We have ways of making you clip.
Yeah. I actually have experience with German-speaking people, so yes, I have played the Stanley Parable before. I played the old version. I played this one. Adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. We're going to turn that up because YouTube makes things dark.
Ooh. Sliders.
Slider.
I like sliders.
Sliders.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. It's gonna ask us repeatedly to do this as we start and restart the game. Don't be a lazy bastard. Just don't do that. And it is currently 11:19. Confirm. Yes, we understand that. Now, I'm going to shut this game. Now that we're done, I'm going to shut. Now we're done with this part. I'm going to shut this game down, and we're going to start again. Okay, and you'll see why. We're actually going to do this a couple of times. Why? You will find out. You will soon find out. Come on. We know Reed. We know Davey. Come on. Let's do this thing. Into the current time. Hang on. Can I just, before we get started, can I just say something? Yes, you can say lots of things. Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 o'clock and call it a day. Of course they do. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. They have been both times. I tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set your clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. This gets better. And yes, we are squirreling around with that. I actually spent a good chunk of my childhood in Germany, and having to deal with German people.
Oh, did the game shut down or something?
Nope, I shut it down because we're going to do the time thing again.
Sorry, Sanji had distracted me.
11. 22. There we go. Moving right along. 11:22 a.m. Your favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 11:22 a.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. And
ooh, sliders.
You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. Of course, it's always good, especially if you're doing an experiment. Definitely collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip up a couple of new ones. Should be ready by the time you boot up the game. By the next time you boot up the game. You have 1 minute.
Oh, wow.
And what have we learned, kids? The game is a dick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, it's been so many years since I've heard a German speak in English. Yeah, that's a thing. Come on. Play it anyway. Okay, you got 3 minutes or 2 minutes. Oh shit! Did it get killed? Please adjust the slider till the dog and cat are friends.
Aww.
Oh.
Number 9. Number 9. Number 9.
There you go. 999.
Please adjust
Yep,
the
that's
slider
definitely
until you
German.
Stop adjusting the slider. Let's go up there. Okay, I know what this actually has a something with. Ooh, that's hard.
I like the other one. I don't know why. I just like the other one. Even if it's something dirty, I like the other one.
You know.
Actually, the best.
Trust me.
Okay, we got this one here would be either occupational sex or visual sex. One or the other. I don't know.
I knew I liked it for some reason. Trust me, it can't be anything dirtier than what is in my mind.
Please don't do just the slide. Yes, I do. Yes. What time is? What is time anyway? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, does anybody really know what time it is? And does anybody really care?
Every second
sure,
I
I'll
forget
come
what
back
time
and
it
do
is.
Why the fuck not?
I can tell there's
that
there are no Chicago fans in the chat.
Oh.
Steam Cloud hates me.
Dragons.
Yes, we're doing it again. What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. True. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. Fair enough. And neither of us know what time it is. I do know what time it is. I've got a clock right there. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. Were they? You like being alone, don't you? No, I've got the Star Patrol here. That's fine. Maybe it's the only information I really learned about you. Did you, though? Did you really? Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really on my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. I don't know if that was 4 or 5. We're going to go one more time and make sure he's not lying about that bit. Fortunately, this kind of shit goes quick, so...
Yeah. It was 5.
Let's go one more time and see if he's actually fucked off. I haven't been keeping count of how many times this is. Oh, you could send Dragon Girl pics, Opal. Okay. Let's see if he comes back. Might come back. If he doesn't come back this time, we're just going for it. Get your ass back over here. Stay. Roll over. Good game. Okay. And here is the infinite progression of little arrows. Alright, folks. There's all kinds of fun settings. Make sure that we don't have... Make sure that it's not actually maxed out. There's always... all of us. Audio is everything. We'll cut that to... let's go with 17. Let's go with 17, because we actually want to be able to field All right, here's the thing. There is actually there is a thing in which you can there's actually an achievement for screwing with all the settings. I got about halfway through them when I was about halfway through them when the achievement popped. No, they have tails. They oftentimes anime dragon girls don't have wings in their human form. All right. The end is never. The end is never. Yeah. The Great Circle.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Yes, it is.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Woohoo!
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
With a very limited animation set.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Would it?
Something he would never quite forget.
Oh, he won't forget this.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Just picture this
Never
being
in
Sunday,
all his
and he
years
showed
at the
up for work
company
anyway.
had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
That's as good a
Shocked,
theory as
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, I got the achievement. Welcome back. Ever so fucking finally. Alright. So we're going to go with the shortest ending first.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Click.
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Alrighty then, let's do this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, there's an achievement that involves this door. I've got the achievement, but we're not...
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Come on.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay, so we must, it seems that we must now manually restart. Start again. And we're going to do this again. We are going to do it again because
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
We're not going to do a minute. It's
okay, I'm over it now.
Yeah, sure,
what do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now.
Nope.
You could have done it just then.
Nope.
Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
Absolutely not.
Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate.
Hey, guys.
I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Now you all get to suffer
There
with
once
me.
was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain
It sounds a little bit like
had
Graham
long
Chapman.
ceased to function.
Which
is why he is in this parable.
To be honest.
And lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
He was sent the script for the original game to do an audition, and he sent back the entire narrator section of the game. Apparently, the man loved this thing intensely. Now, once it shuts off, once he stops with the guitar, we'll go ahead and reset.
Okay.
Because he's actually done talking now.
It is a cute game. It is a cute game.
Well, it's always been a cute game. I don't know. I don't remember if this one was actually a thing. If this bit was actually a thing in the original Stanley Parable, or in the original standalone Stanley Parable.
Are you waiting car to finish.
Mostly so that everybody sees exactly how far this goes. And it's not a guitar, it's a lute.
Did it come in a box?
No, unfortunately.
No. Why are you
Those actually have their own cases these days. It used to be you strap them across your back.
Why the hell are you doing this?
Huh? Because this gives us the time to make some commentary on the other things we already did.
Yeah, because this game talks a lot, and I mean a lot.
I can tell you what I've already did. I've been grinding the Eye of Cthulhu in Terraria.
Sounds like fun to me.
Cool.
Alright, begin again. Okay, let's see. What do we got? We got this. We have Stanley's computer.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, let's do
Stanley
this
decided to go to
stuff.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Uh-huh.
This time we're going to play it straight, although we will be stopping in the broom closet. For a bit.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oop.
Huh.
Here's the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
We're just going to stand here for a couple of minutes.
Ooh. Oh, good. I did thumb it up.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
But it
No
doesn't
reason
look
to
empty
still
me.
be here.
Now I'm thinking of so many other games now.
It was
Every
baffling
time
that Stanley was
I
still
see
just sitting in the broom closet.
You're supposed
He
to be
wasn't
thinking
even
about
doing
it
anything.
right
At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Fuck all. That's what FA is. Fuck all.
Oh, come up.
Are you,
Come on,
are you
narrator.
really still
Loosen
in the
up.
broom closet, standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because I'm
Please
standing
offer
here
me some
because it pisses
explanation
you
here.
off.
I'm genuinely confused.
It pisses you off, and therefore I'm doing it.
You do realize
What, you're
there's no
pissing off the
choice or
narrator?
anything in here, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's
If
my
I'd said
job.
Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least
Are
you'd
you
have had a
seriously
reason
just
for
trying to
exploring
piss
it
off the
to find
narrator?
out. But it didn't even occur to
Yeah,
me
he's
because
trying to put a wrench
literally
into his
this
plan, but
closet is
Squirrel
of
doesn't realize there's a
absolutely
wrench to his
no
right side.
significance to the story.
Why are you trying to piss off the
whatsoever.
narrator?
Because
never
that's-
would have
because
thought to
that's the
mention it.
purpose.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yes, it annoys
Maybe
you.
when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
No, it's just
I
annoying
hope
for
your
you, and I
friends
like it.
find this concerning.
The flaming baby ending.
Stanley
is
was
better.
fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He
How many
probably only
endings
got the
are
job
there?
because of
Oh,
a
God,
family connection.
I
That's
don't
how
bet- the
stupid
only
he
person
is.
that knows
That
for
or with
100%
drug
sure
money.
is
Also,
Davey
Stanley
Reed.
is addicted to drugs and hookers.
So the short answer is I have no.
Well,
fucking
I've come to a very definite conclusion about
In
what's
other
going
words,
on right
you mean the
now.
developer of the
You're
game.
dead.
Yes.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing
Who has
here.
the time
when
to
a physical
program that
malady
many
of some
endings into a
sort
game?
shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay, if you keep doing this, by the way, he'll board it up.
That's awesome.
If you do this several times...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, we are back to following directions again, so we're going to do that. This place is garish.
Oh, God.
Executive bathroom. Ooh, we can go in here.
Use the toilet.
I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. That's a
Hey, that's a lovely purse.
yeah, I know, right? Extreme bathrooms. Time magazine, of course. And this graffiti here, it changes every run.
Oh, does it? Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's cool.
It changes every run. We gotta go bathroom first. What's in here? I don't know. Ooh, there's an elevator. We'll do this one next. We'll do that one next time. Faceless CEO.
Whoa. Oh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh.
Well, that's the purpose of this game, if I'm being honest. It's to
What?
give you a laugh and get you thinking.
Yeah, we
Stanley
all need
just sat
we all
around
need a
twiddling his
narrator like
thumbs.
that
Trying
just
to input
reveals
anything on the
everybody's
device
secret
was
around
useless,
us.
since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
In that case, you can look to me, Mullen Raven.
2845. I don't buy it.
2845.
Won't let you push 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the
Amazing!
newly opened passageway.
See, here's the fun part. If you just run in there and hit 2845, he'll bitch you for it.
Really?
Yeah, he'll
shut
bitch
up.
you for it.
You should have. Oh, you should have done that. That would have been hilarious.
He does. He bitches at you. He bitches hard. Then he makes you listen to some like it's a really weird, potentially calming music.
Descending
for
deeper into the
about a minute
building,
or so.
Stanley realized he felt a bit
Why does he
peculiar.
bitch at you if you immediately
It was
enter
a stirring of emotion in
2845?
his
Because
chest,
I'm
as though he
interrupting
felt
his-
more
because that
free
is-
to
because
think
that
for
triggers
himself,
an
to
interrupting
question
his,
the nature of his
narration.
job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred
down.
to him? This question would not go unanswered.
So the
for
narrator
long.
breaks the fourth wall.
Oh no.
Yep.
The narrator is still talking about Stanley.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back
Okay, let me
up.
rephrase that. The
Silly
narrator
me.
doesn't so
Why
much
did
break
Stanley
the
do
fourth
that
wall
when
as
he
he
knew that it would
completely
just
nukes
lead
it
back
from
to his
orbit.
boss's office? Well, that's a great question.
Well, it
I
is the
just
only way
can't
to be
wait
sure.
find out.
The Stanley Parable is a weird fucking game.
No shit.
It is.
It was intended to be.
What? Why do you think I do? Why do you think I help Squirrel with his reviews? Because every now and then he gets a gem that it's like, I just gotta get this game.
Well, I want to go back down. No, I want to go back. How far down? I don't remember. Oh,
denied.
We're up. Okay.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Okay, now the light's back.
Now it's enabled.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
An achievement for that. It's called Literary Genius.
I like the number of loadings and then where the bar is.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
Nope!
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might
solely
be up
to
there.
torment this
Is it
guy?
the boss's office again?
Oh, yeah.
Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Tornado, you don't know us very well, do you?
I'm talking to the narrator. You love torturing the narrator, don't you?
Oh my God. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Please hold. It's a Tiki Bird! Right off of the Nostromo.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Dun, 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 dun.
Do it again! Do it again!
Let's see how long this takes. We're just... honestly, at this point, I'm just playing it for laughs.
All right.
Do it again!
I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Alright, let's go back out.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
This narrator just exists to shatter the fourth wall.
Of course it does.
Yep.
And you exist to torment him.
Yes. I enjoy torment.
Always.
And we are not getting... Okay, so we have run out of that. Perfect. That's what I was hoping. That's what I wanted.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment.
Oh, no, we're not done yet.
Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator.
True.
But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this
It's an elevator.
ride
It's not a
nice
metaphor,
and
narrator.
slow?
Move on.
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years.
Long time no
And it's
visit.
really
Where
all
you
because of
been?
you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such
Then why'd you make the
unimaginative
game?
drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content
Get there.
that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people
I
like
wanted to
you
feel
so much,
sharp and
Stanley.
vital and alive,
Because
I
you're
would have
not
ordered a
afraid to
pizza from
spit
Amazon.
in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why
If you really
though
want
I
to be
didn't know when to spring this on you,
skillful
but,
or
well,
take
I've
a risk,
gathered a
you'd order
little
it from
press
Wish.
conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous
Waffle,
impact on them for the
waffle,
better.
waffle. Get
Oh,
on
good,
with
we're
it.
here.
Shush. A little patience there, Mr.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference
Ooh,
should be just
what's
around the
those
corner
posters?
here somewhere.
Ooh.
Guy who went to Mars. That is not Elon Musk. The pyramids. Well, we didn't do that, and well, yeah, she isn't way enough to be particularly healthy. Let's see. All eyes live on stage. Okay. That's actually supposed to be Stanley.
All eyes
I
on
thought
stage.
Stanley was a
That's
little
Jim-
kid who talked to animals.
Nah.
Ah,
No.
yes,
This is different.
here it is, just
Different
through this
Stanley.
door.
I want to go back and get on the elevator.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
My boss tells me has told me to break a leg. Okay. I don't think this is that thing. I didn't know the press
They're singing into the microphone. Welcome to the jungle.
We got fun and games. We got everything you want. Oh. Okay,
We're gonna get copyright.
No, we're not.
And,
No way they're gonna. No way they're going to mistake to mistake me for.
All of his
something I-
co-workers were gone. What could
Okay,
it mean?
let's start this.
Stanley
again. We're
decided to
we
go
are
to the
definitely
meeting
playing it
room.
straight
Perhaps he
tonight.
had simply missed a memo.
Sorry, folks, I couldn't resist this last one.
No, don't
When
play it
Stanley
straight.
came
Do
to a set of
funny.
2 open doors, he entered the door on his
Why
left.
not the
But
door on
if
the
we
right?
want to do some of the extremely funny, we have to do the straight.
Yet there was not a single person
yeah, you
here
gotta get past
either.
certain parts.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an... Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please, take your time.
Okay, he's done.
Why did you hide in the broom closet?
Because I can.
Because then he could come out.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What, not gonna look in the bathroom?
Stepping into his manager's
No,
office,
I forgot.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean?
Are you not gonna
Stanley
do the
wondered
keypad?
aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers
2845.
on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings,
Make him bitch at you.
desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried
2845.
below his feet.
Yes, I know.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret
Make
pin
it bitch at
number,
him.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I like the press conference one.
I've never seen it. That's why I kept going up and down the fucking elevator.
And then you got him to do the whole stadium show thing.
Of course.
Like, that's not an
Stanley
elevator,
walked
that's a
straight ahead
stadium.
through
That's
the
not
large
press
door that
conference,
read
it's a stadium
Mind
show.
Control
Now, you see
Facility.
that there? It says escape. The museum is down there. And its appropriate ending.
Yes,
And you're
this is pina coladas this is like pina coladas getting caught in the rain.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers,
234 is
the
not
lives
on
of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
have a
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
See, 234 is the only
Abstraction,
one that
you
we can
say?
see. I know where it should be. See that one right up there. There we go. 233, 235. Watch that monitor. We see the office, but the number 234 is actually.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Going on board,
No,
despite the fact that
he
there's actually a
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
actually
it.
a thing
His
in this
own
room
life
that you can
in
do down
someone
the
else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I do want to do the confusion ending before we.
But here was the
before we
proof,
shut this down.
the heart of the operation. Controls
funnier
labeled
things
with
going on.
emotions, happy
Hey, maybe we'll
or
come back
sad
to it on Saturday
or
and we'll
content,
watch Warshed.
walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this
Notice
very
he really
place.
loved fucking
And as
with
the
the
cold
narrator.
reality of his past began to sink
Why?
in, Stanley
That's the draw of
decided
the
that this
game, dude.
machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
We have on
For
and
he
off.
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, for the true ending, we want the off button. That one there sends us into an ending called boom. Well, we must do this one before we do any of the others.
What, no ending called boom?
No, there is an ending called boom. We're not going to do that. We're not doing that ending this time. We will get to it eventually.
Blackness and
You
a rising
bastard.
chill of uncertainty.
And we
Was
could
it
spend
over?
Weeks do it. We could spend nothing. We could do nothing but this game for weeks.
Yes! He had won!
Would it ever
He
get
had
old?
defeated the machine, unshackled
Probably
himself
not.
from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
There's lots of them.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Watching-
But
listening to
as
this
sunlight
guy
streamed
yammer
into
is
the
like the best
chamber,
thing ever.
he realized none of this mattered to him. for it was not knowledge or even
Isn't
power
that all
that
he
had
does
been
is
seeking,
yammer?
but
What?
happiness.
Yeah.
Perhaps his goal had not been to
That's the whole point
understand,
of the game.
but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to
Pissing
go,
the guy off is
what to do,
hilarious.
or
Every
how to
time.
feel. Whatever life he lives,
Watch
it
get
will be
frustrated.
his. And that was all he needed to know.
What is so
it was
funny about
perhaps
pissing the guy
the
off?
only thing worth
Wait till we
knowing.
pissed him off real good.
Stanley
then you'll know.
stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin. The
There's
feeling of
gotta be a
liberation,
video of ways to
the
piss
immense
this guy off.
possibility of the new
Oh, there's
path
plenty of
before
videos
him.
out there. Go watch.
This was exactly the way, right now,
Well, we don't
that
actually
things
have,
were meant to
We don't
happen.
have a huge amount of time today
And Stanley
because I have
was
shit. I have
happy.
places I have to be. But we will definitely be coming back to this game to do more damage to the narrator's psyche. And maybe
Okay.
and maybe
In
some
that
dis-
case, I'll be heading off. See ya.
Oh, well.
Okay,
Bar,
take care.
Well, I like watching you play the Stanley Parable and pissing this guy off.
then you're
Just a step through this
and
door,
you're
Stanley
going
thought
to
to
bail
himself,
us out.
that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I
Oh,
can
wait.
make it through them all.
This is all we're doing today?
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
other game we had today was it's
When
over.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Cool.
he entered the door on his left.
Let's go check out the museum real quick, and then get creamed.
Yet there was not
Piss
a
him off
single
by
person
entering the
here
code.
either. Feeling
What?
a wave of disbelief,
Piss him off by entering
Stanley
the code.
decided to
Oh,
go
oh!
back to his
Sealed.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're gonna do this the whole way. We're going to do
Bathroom,
the
bathroom.
first. Let's see what we got. I get the. Oh wow, no, those are actually random. So we wound up with the same random spot here.
Enter the code! Enter the
The moment
code!
he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley. Was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't helpful, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
What are you doing?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
We're going to the. Okay, you guys want museum or boom?
Boom!
Boom!
Boom. Okay, boom it is. Boom it is.
This should be good.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
By the way, we walked past the door called New Content. That's where new content is.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
It's
Did
lights.
he have the strength to find out?
Camera.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally
Lights,
monitored in this place
camera,
where freedom meant
Action!
No, it's lights, camera, elevator.
nothing. This mind control facility, it was too
Yes, that's
horrible
exactly
to
what
believe
happened.
it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his
all
boring
the
job?
numbers.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable.
There's one marked
Wasn't
pirate.
it?
What the fuck?
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
There's one down there marked
utterly
pirate.
blind to the world?
I saw it.
Oh yeah,
Somebody
I
put
see
that-
There
it.
was the
I
proof.
see it. I see
The
it.
heart
Somebody
of the
clip it.
operation. Controls labeled with
Somebody
emotions.
clip that.
I'll get it later.
Happy or sad or content.
Get it later.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Fuck you.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
Nope, I'm the
If
boss
you
now,
want to throw
bitch.
my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm
You're
afraid
going
you
to
don't
have to
have
do better
nearly
than
the
that.
power you think you do. For example,
Yes,
and I
I
believe
do.
you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
142.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich.
don't remember
Almost
seeing
hate
a
to see
zero
it
somewhere.
go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious
Fine.
additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any
What's the
idea
big
what
red
your
button
purpose
there?
in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you.
This is
That
the ending
timer
we
isn't
want
a
to see.
catalyst to
We
keep
want
the
to see
action moving
boom.
along. It's just
Yeah.
seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
There it is.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice? Make it count. Or don't. It's all
I
the
don't-
same to me. All a part of the joke.
Does it
And
have
believe
better
me,
life?
I will
Seven,
be laughing at every
6,
second of your inevitable
5,
life from the moment
4,
we fade in
3,
until the moment I
2,
say happily ever
1.
after.
So long, and thanks for all the fish. What?
Oh, that was good.
Was it
I like
something
that.
I said?
The dolphins have evacuated the planet.
How long
What,
was I
was it
sitting
something
there?
I said?
Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
New content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Now it exists.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Speaking of drinks, I see a vending machine.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Too bad you don't have some change.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
But seriously, what was
It's
so funny
possible
about my
that
comment
this
of
is why
staying so
everyone
long and
left.
thanks for all the fish?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
It
Galaxy
was,
reference.
Yeah, let's see. Yep.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided
So
that the
long
game
and
was trying to
thanks for all
send
the
him a
fish.
message.
Of course it was.
Because at the same time, the Earth was going to be blown up, so it just matched perfectly.
Right. The narrator is done now.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, wow.
You
Stanley,
love
I think
messing up
perhaps
the
we've gotten
narrator.
off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue? Do we trust the narrator?
No.
Vote quick. No. Oh, you are
Oh,
going to
thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
Nope.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
grabbed the wrong object to start this.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want?
Why didn't I
What
pick
are we
the
looking
blue door?
for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place... No, wait. Where are you going?
I don't remember this.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No!
Flat.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. No.
Quick
No,
ending.
no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Nope.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
If you
It was
were
at this point when the
67
game took a
I might
dark
actually
turn.
Be more interested.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just
However,
wanted
Mr.
us to get
Stanley
along.
is, in fact,
But I
slowing
guess that was
down.
too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
Well, maybe a couple compound
Well,
fractures
this
will
one
do
is
that to you.
yours.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ah, legs.
Whoa.
Who
Is
needs
it over?
legs?
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Back. All right. Let's do this properly this time.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
Ooh,
If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Oh shit! I could go wash them.
There's a creepy dude running around. I hate Mondays.
back.
Yes. You can hate all of the Mondays. Please hate all of the Mondays.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the
guys
meeting
wanna see
room,
the,
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
And watch
Sure,
that
why not?
again.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
Vertical blind.
Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
All right, you're done talking. We're moving.
But eager to get back to
wanna see the
business,
museum, or do
Stanley
we
took the
wanna,
first
try
open door on
something
his
else?
left.
Let's do the museum.
Any other votes? More votes. I want more votes. Come here, chat.
Museum.
Museum.
Well, I believe
And so he
we should go
detoured through
with
the
the
meeting
museum
section,
because we've
walked
got
straight ahead to
plenty
the opposite door,
ballads
and got
with
back on track.
hanging chads.
I don't remember this. This is probably not the way. This is probably not the way there.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Oh, I think.
So now, in order to get back, he needed to go,
Oh, yep. Confusion ending. Let's do
from
it.
here, it's, left.
Is it? Are you sure?
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Wrestling papers. He's ripping
Now,
through the
let's
screen.
see. We went down,
Down.
right, left, down,
obstruction.
left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ooh, look, delivery truck. How are we going? Oh, there we go.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Back to the room.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Nope,
Did you
didn't touch
move
it.
the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Yes, that's true.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Yes, let's. We're going to go this way. Because I feel like this. Because I feel like annoying the shit out of you. We're going to wander around for a minute. Run into an area that looks very much like the back rooms. And if anybody knows what those are, extra points.
Well, I don't know much about rooms, but I'm very familiar with back doors.
Actually,
And coming in the rear.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
let's give it a shot.
I'm
Why
just
not?
fascinated with coming in the rear.
Ooh.
All of his co-writers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This ending is fucking hilarious.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Much worse.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
All right, let's go. We are gonna do it. Right back to Stanley's office. Because, why not?
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Yeah.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
The blue room. We love the blue room. Uh-oh. This is worse.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you remember, Stanley?
Yes, I do.
Well, do you know what?
Are you
Since I've
still
completely
pissing off the
forgotten what we
narrator?
were supposed to be
we haven't
doing,
even
how
started.
about this? You win!
Nope, we don't win.
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
We don't win until we've made the narrator cry.
No,
It
I
is
don't
actually
feel
that
right
is the
about
thing
this
that's
at
actually
all.
possible to
We
do.
both know you didn't put in any
What?
actual
Make the
work for that
narrator
win.
cry?
Some
Yes.
people win fair and square,
Kinda.
and this was
Oh,
not
wow.
one of those situations. Okay?
It's in the
I'm
new
getting
content.
weirded out by whatever
piss
this
that
place
guy
is. I
way
don't care what
the
might happen
fuck
this
off.
time.
All the
I'll
fuck.
have to restart.
What? Doing the new content?
Some of the new there's some bits in the new comment in the new content that
Do the Stanley Parable
that piss that
adventure
guy
line.
off.
All right,
Terrible.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the
New
help
content.
of the Stanley Parable adventure line.
We are
Just
following
follow
the
the
adventure
line.
line.
Yep.
How simple is that?
Damn.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
No.
Though, here's a thought.
I
Wouldn't wherever we
think you're
end
about
up be
to
our
give us your
Follow
destination,
the yellow brick
even if there's no
road.
story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination
cannot
is
walk on the
inevitably
wall.
conjured into being via the
Would
very
like to,
manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa.
Question mark made out
Hang
of
on.
question marks.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all
I
that.
cannot walk up the
You know
ceiling
what?
either.
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Ooh, employee 006. Stop.
You pissed off the narrator so much he added a line.
Yep. Oh wow, he really wants you to play.
432 peer review. And the whole of the room full. Oh wow. 432 pissed off on this one. Come on, Line, let's do this.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Go back and look at the fern.
Stanley, this fern
Admire
will
the
be
fern.
very important later in the story.
Bullshit.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
It's a fern. We're leaving. All the
Wait,
fern.
what? We're back at the office? No.
Yes.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
No.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you...
Oh, there's
no,
Pirate
I can't
again.
take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
We will be given instructions momentarily.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I'm game. Let's do it.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
And yes, the map.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
again.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It's Tim.
Just don't acknowledge it. Oh, wow.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important
You
we
love
mustn't
screwing with
squander
this
the
guy.
opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Yeah.
Just
No
walk in
game before
circles for a
nine.
minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds
What
with
the
that
fuck?
counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting
Narrator
from the
logic.
right,
Don't
let us
question
ask,
it.
will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
This is gonna be hilarious.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game
Wait, are those
eight
achievements?
times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Here's the end
I
of
guess
the
now
book.
we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes,
I'm not
it's a
quite
story
sure
of
if we're in the
making you have an
destination or
existential
the journey.
crisis.
Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the
All the
destination.
you.
So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
Man will put for
Eventually.
Kierkegaard.
Well, in the meantime, if you... All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
New
decided
content.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hold on. because we're not done.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley?
The boss
Its
leaves me
grace,
alone.
its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
Give me the soda! I want the soda. God damn it.
Yes.
Where is my soda?
Yes.
I have to admit, that was one thing I liked
really
about
worth it being here in the room.
I want the
A
drink.
room so
Give me the
utterly
drink.
captivating that even though all your co-workers
Somebody
have
pass me a
mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Number 1,
Really
Dad.
worth it.
I hate Mondays. The coffee cups themselves are semi-entertaining, actually.
At this point, Stanley's
One of them
obsession
actually
with
said,
this
"I
room
hate
bordered on
Mondays."
creepy and reflected
What?
poorly on his overall
This was what was
personality.
on- it's actually
It's
written on a coffee
possible
cup over
that this is why everyone
I want
left.
to see this. I want to see this.
there. There it is. I hate Mondays. That's one right here.
Wait. So
Stanley sat
one of
around
the
waiting for more
employees is a
dialogue.
fat
But
orange
when a long
cat.
time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
See, note that
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open
Of
door on
course
his
they,
left
of course
to
they
get
are.
back to business.
It's the new normal.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on
Well,
the
I
wrong
guess we
foot
could
here.
say this is an
I'm not your
ode
enemy,
to
really,
bad
I'm
puns.
not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else
I'm
can be
actually now
difficult,
curious what
but the
happens if
fact
you
is
stay
that the
on this.
story has been about nothing but you all this
I
time.
think you get trapped in the John.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
yeah, fuck that bitch.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Which her would that be? Explain yourself.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
Yep, I made the
Well,
wrong
that
choice.
wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible.
Did you unplug the
Double
phone?
check.
Are you trying to break the narrator's psyche?
It's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to
You
white.
love
roll
screwing with the
credits.
narrator,
Not
don't
picking
you?
up the phone is actually
Yeah, Grumpy
somehow
Cat-
an incorrect
Grumpy
course of
Cat and
action.
Garfield are two different
How is that even
creatures,
possible?
but,
None of these decisions were supposed to mean
Monday the
anything.
13th is
I don't
Monday
understand.
refused to
How on earth are you
refuses
making
to
meaningful
die.
choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No,
Really
that's not
now?
possible. I can't believe
Yup,
it.
just ask
How had I
Garfield.
not
He'll tell you all
noticed
about
it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yes, I am. Ha ha.
I can't believe I was
Oh,
so
speaking
mistaken.
of which,
This is why you've
June
been able to make
13th is
correct
the
and
Monday
incorrect
that
choices.
refuses to
and
die.
to think I've been letting you
Yes,
run
I
around
know.
in this
I'm
game for
not
so
looking
long.
forward to it.
If you'd made any more
No,
wrong
Friday the
choices, you
13th
might have
this month. That
negated it
was fun.
entirely. It's as
Every
though
time
you
anything
completely
really
ignored
something
even the
really
most
crazy
basic
bad
safety
happens to me,
protocol
it's
for
Monday the 13th.
real-world decision-making.
Every fucking
Or did you
time.
not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
This is hilarious.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
Oh boy.
He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real.
Or
Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an
a
excuse
congressperson,
why you
but I
cannot
repeat
continue
myself.
talking. turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
No, I do not know that reference.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
What, you're not going to...
Oh, Tom.
Fuck with the narrator.
I intend to, just a minute.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
I like how there's
Unfortunately,
guardrails on
it
that
seems
now.
this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Sweet.
I'm on the floor. I'm not sure if the narrator's even noticed yet, but fuck that guy. Pretty sure I have to actually have. Oh wow! Pop in. Oh, there we go. We found it. We found an open loading dock door.
Get it before he takes it away.
I know, right?
A narrator!
Just standing here. The door flickered. That was hilarious.
I know.
Does the narrator even know what you've done?
I'm hoping. I hope he does, because this is going to make life very bad if we don't. We have to start again. I think I actually have to reset to get out of here.
Or maybe just push in the code.
All right, we're gonna reset because he's not responding.
You broke him.
Deb.
New content.
How wonderful.
New content.
Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Oh, here you go. A more clear view of the I Hate Mondays mug. We'll get to.
Aw, you didn't do new content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
that's because
just
new
to
content.
admire it.
What?
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
Ooh,
left.
we're running out of time, though.
Yes, I am, and that's why I didn't go there. Actually, the first,
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
There was one more thing I wanted to look at.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
You're
we've
going to
gotten
fuck
off on the
the
wrong
narrator,
foot
aren't you?
here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize
There
that
needs to be a
investing your trust
compilation
in
video
someone
of
else
people
can be
making the
difficult,
narrator
but the
cry.
fact is that but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
Damn.
Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
You know what happened there? I missed. That's what happened. I fucking missed. I did not do that intentionally. I missed.
All of his
Screwing
co-workers
with
were
the
gone.
narrator.
What could
The
it mean?
Stanley Parable.
Stanley
Ultra
decided to go to
Deluxe.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
I
missed a
agree with
memo.
Tom.
All right, we will go for the first tranche of new
Oh,
content just to keep
new
the person
content?
happy.
What does that mean? New
Because there's
content.
two. There's more content than that.
And it will fuck with the narrator, won't it?
Well, the second run at it will definitely fuck with the narrative. There will be death, dismemberment, destruction. We can go a tad longer, but I'm going to find my shoe at some point.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
These Arnold,
Oh, well,
Arnold,
this sounds
Arnold
delightful.
Rimmer.
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Ultra deluxe content.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Trust me, you're going to be eating those words.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley. All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, they gave you a jump now.
You can only jump here.
Oh, wow. New content.
Are you just holding the jump button?
No, I have to press each.
Ruins the thing here.
I didn't notice the counter. He's using up all his jumps.
Yep. Now I have no jumps remaining. I can't do anything with that. So there's a door right over here.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not
screwing
positive.
of the
It's
narrator.
just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
So, shall we
Oh,
go
yeah.
Say,
along,
friend.
then?
Can
If
you
want to
afford
see,
the
if you
time?
want to see the other bit.
Let's do
Can
it.
you afford the time though? You can. Yes.
Yeah, we
You
only.
can't?
I only.
No.
I need less than 30 minutes to get downtown. So.
Okay.
What is this?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Oh boy.
This is the next chunk of content. Fall! Demon falling. I have no idea what's up the stairs. I'll have to go look. This is a
We're going
vent ending.
to with the narrator, aren't we?
What?
Commence with the
Okay,
screwing
you
of the
remember how
narrator.
cheap and unsatisfying the new
Actually, we
Ultra
don't have
Deluxe
to.
content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
You, me, and the rest of the
I
internet.
call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was
Actual
sullied with a
reward they
cheap
got.
re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when
They
the
also
game
got a
originally
Batgirl
launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Ultra conserved words. Okay. That's the demo for the Stanley Parable. Or an image thereof, more appropriately. New video game releasing today. Oh no. That would not be an actual thing.
Hold on. Mom's calling me. Screw the narrator!
Okay, that is actually from the that is from the Went Nuts ending, which we haven't seen yet.
Oh.
We'll have that one. We'll have that one on the end of the week. How's that sound?
Okay.
Because we should probably just, if I find something of any real value to do for Saturday, we'll do that real quick.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
And yes, by the way, this is an actual review on Destructoid. You can go get it. You can go actually go read it. I don't know if Tornado's managed to make it back or not. Person of the Year, Indistinct Stanley. The Building of the Orifice.
I see.
No, Opalina, there is not. One thing I can say about Ms. Stephanie is that she really doesn't have that. Is that there is absolutely no
Here's another
way.
moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Famous carpet texture. Ooh.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to
Door
go
down
back,
here?
to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Give me a drink. I
Still
want the
won't give
soda. Give it here. Hand it over.
Still won't.
Incoming mental breakdown.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says.
Oh,
While the
God.
idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Yes, you are.
You can tell me if I'm
You're
preachy.
dead.
Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't
Mental
know how much fluff
breakdown.
I cut from the game to get it to feel as
Oh,
light
wait.
and airy as it
We haven't even got.
I always thought it
We haven't
did,
even got started.
but maybe it wasn't.
This is gonna get worse.
Dear.
before it gets-
What
this is
an
gonna get
awful
worse for the
memory
man
to have to
before it gets
hold
better.
on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Come on, find some more negative ones.
What? You can't find any positive ones?
Oh no, I doubt
No,
there are any.
Well, there were a couple in there, but I'm
The
hoping there's
devs
more
actually
negative
included
ones.
all these,
What's
didn't
this
they?
one got to say?
Yes.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Cookie 9.
A skip
Cookie
button.
9.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative
Oh,
reviews
damn.
from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley
He's
Parable.
gonna have a mental
That's my
breakdown.
motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do
wait.
anything for the customer, Stanley.
Just
Yes,
wait.
a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you're... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games.
there is-
Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more...
There's no other way out of
Oh,
this
well,
room
there's
except
sport.
by
You
continuing
really
to
did
push
catch
that
me
button.
rambling on a bit, didn't you?
I'm
But
making a
that's the
mental
power of
breakdown.
the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless
Did you
display
rapid
of
hit that
self-absorption,
button?
it's right at your fingertips
Nope.
to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer
The
and
mental
longer.
breakdown
That
has
last
started.
one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself.
Shut up.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are
The
getting
mental
longer, but they're
breakdown.
really, truly getting longer, and my God.
That's because the man won't
Oh,
shut up.
Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just...
Shut up.
Mental breakdown!
Oh,
Push it
Hello,
more
it's
again.
you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything.
Keep pushing
we
and
do.
pushing it and saying the
I've had
name of
so
our
much
Lord.
time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
So it's
Have you
been
ever
longer than a
sat
year.
down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
Let's not say we did.
You're really giving this guy a hard time.
It's all part of the game.
Oh god. Oh, I love this.
He's not going to say anything. We're going to do this.
Well, the point is mute.
The battery on the smoke detector has failed. The clock is now on the floor.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny.
Oh,
It was
geez,
meant to
I'm
have
killing
a
the
point.
Opal.
It was meant to speak to the human condition. But
Thank
where are
you.
the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences
Yes,
for a
he's
lack of
bitching about the
cohesion in one's
negative
assessment of
reviews.
others. But of course,
all of them.
absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what.
Is Opal dying?
It would seem. I would hope not, Tauntaun, but there's actually an ending if you can keep the baby out of the fire for 4 hours.
The end is never the end, 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 is never
We
the
broke
end,
him.
is never the end.
He is
never the
officially
end,
broken.
Is never the end,
Okay.
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Oh god.
Look around. There are still no doors.
Is there anything behind those? Behind that wall there?
Oh no, there's nothing
No,
behind
the
the
place.
wall. Now the place is falling apart, Portal style or Aperture Science style.
Yeah.
It's me again.
Oh, there's a door there now.
Nope.
Huh.
That's where the door was.
Oh no,
It's
that's a
gone.
gate. That's a gate. Sorry. Yeah, piece of fence.
Oh no, it's like up to people.
Again, Aperture Science, Circle Portal 2. Now it's the same thing, except dark. Ooh,
We may
I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of that.
What?
Listen.
Oh no, we can't hear. You have to listen to the stream.
Well, then give it 30 seconds. Speaking of bad dragons.
It's bro. Oh well.
Even the skip button is broken.
Oh, there it is.
Moving
Yeah,
on!
there it is.
We're just about done here anyway.
How many centuries into the future are you?
I have no idea, and something tells me I don't want to.
You broke the narrator.
Not only did I do that, I used the skip button to come back to a time after he died. So this is like everything completely new out here. So our narrator, our poor narrator, Mr. Brightly, is dead. Or is expected to be dead.
Really?
Something happened.
So what do you do now?
Walk. It'll do its thing in a minute.
Please let it turn into a Planet of the Apes montage. Please.
Ah! Paper everywhere!
Oh wow.
Okay, so we are going to kill the game at this point.
Yep.
Because
I was
we
gonna
are
say, you're
just
probably
slightly
out of
over time. That didn't take me as long as I expected it to.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was so brilliant.
Alright. Quit to the desktop. Bring up our
Strange
key.
dragons.
Forever Kitty. Then go back to the stream team. At least you know.
Yep.
At least you now know that you are immortal. Well, if we're being suspended in time, we would of course be that would of course be the case.
Yep.
Why was there paper everywhere?
I don't know. That's actually an alternate start. I have no idea what it does anymore because it's been that long since I played the Stanley Parable. But if I want the super go outside achievement, I set the clock on my computer forward 10 years, and then it becomes a thing.
Oh wow!
Or I simply walk away and don't play the game for 10 years, which I find I'll never. At that point, I may never actually get the achievement. I don't want to be going back to the 60. All right. So, what do you guys think? Do we do more of this on Saturday, or do we want to do something else, or?
We fuck with the narrator.
Please keep doing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will do this until we have a complete exploration of the Stanley Parable. Apparently, it's like a huge amount of shit that is to go on.
I love how you made the narrator just break.
Well,
Yeah,
the narrator.
that-
Honestly, we were really just following instructions at that point to break the narrator because breaking him is fun.
Yeah.
We enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
No
Okay,
dragons
sure
are
enjoy it.
harmed in this game except in the comment section. Speaking of, everybody do the YouTube thing, like, comment, subscribe, share with everybody you know, and certainly all plus some, and even more the people that you don't know. Break it out on social media, Twitter, Instagram. I won't see you on Instagram. I might see you on Twitter.
And hey, grads, a link to this would be a great gift to get.
Yeah, I know, right? Especially when we're talking about the Stanley Parable. So we're at the. Actually, I even if you own the original Stanley Parable, you get a nice fat discount on this version, like a third. It's a third off, so I wound up paying less than. I wound up being less than $20 at the end. And that's after all the taxes and bullshit. So.
But yeah, I like how the narrator just kept on saying the end is never the end.
Yes. That's actually the text that scrolls around on the bottom of the load screen. But we still have not found the bucket. And the things
So how many more endings are there to this?
Oh God, I don't even know. There's probably 20. There's supposed to be like 20-ish endings now, plus, and then new material. If you go and if you find the bucket and then start doing that, and then go back to all the endings.
So you're telling me they give you a chance to kick the bucket?
Well, yeah, obviously. But Stanley will not give up his beloved bucket. It's like the bucket, the ultimate bucket, apparently. I have not seen the bucket. It is here somewhere. But if I'm not mistaken, it has its own thing. Anyway, so that's going to be it for us today. Once again, don't forget to do all the YouTube-y things. Share with everybody. We really want you to share with everybody. We want this. We want this to be the most popular video that's ever existed on the channel. Seriously, 1 million views. Let's go for it. Maybe we'll even make it back up to 3,000 subscribers. That'll be fun too.
Basically, treat this video game like the word of the day. Treat this video game like the word of the day. What is the word of the day, Squirrel?
Legs. Now go home and spread the word. Especially if you're Thomas.
That's right. Treat this video game. Treat this video like the word of the day and spread them.
Okay. So, So it's time to roll on out of here. Thank you all for showing up. And for those of you who are watching later, we still love you guys, okay? Between now and the next time we see you, be safe. Be safe!
And let's fuck
let's
with
make
Stanley
Stanley
Parable's
great
narrator again.
And may the force be with you.
Yes, may the 4th
Yes,
be with
and
you.
may the force
Because
be
that
with
is,
you.
in fact, today. Today is the 4th of May, and yeah, that pun is... that meme is getting really freaking old.
Well, it makes it better if you do it in the Mike Tyson voice.
Ooh.
May the
All right,
force be
folks.
with you.
All
Always.
right, folks. Seizures.